Hey Aquarius. So I'm here doing some spiritual readings. I'll pull a current event that you're going through. We'll look at your conscious energy. We'll look at your subconscious energy, and we'll get some advice from the universe to get you up out of the situation. If you need to book a private personal reading, all that information's in the description below, as well as the pinned section of the comments. I've also linked my other channel there where I do general and love readings if you want to check that out. I've also linked a friend's channel there. Keep in mind there is no gender in tarot, so if I pull a queen, I could be talking about a guy. It's all about personality here. Anything else? I think that's it. Alright, tell me what's going on here for Aquarius. So we have the Four of Wands. In the conscious, we have the Tower, Page of Swords, King of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, the Chariot, Eight of Swords. In the subconscious, we have Justice, the World, Seven of Cups, Strength, the Emperor, and the Fool, which is Aquarius energy. The most likely outcome, Queen of Pentacles. Nice. This is kind of an interesting energy. I feel like this is about life. You know, it's like waking up one day with this Tower energy, like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And we're, you know, kind of watching, you know, this could be another individual. Or, you know, it could be like you kind of recognizing that some action needs to be taken here. I feel like we're maybe like comparing ourselves to other people. It seems like, you know, other people are in these, you know, they have, you know, maybe a lot of material wealth. They may come off successful, you know. Some of them may have families and home lives, and you feel like you're kind of not in that energy, that you've been stuck, but I feel like you're trying to, you know, figure out how to just bust forward. You know, the Chariot is very fast action. But it's kind of an interest, I say comparing, because I feel like with the Page of Swords, it's like you're watching, you know, other people, and you feel like your life is not on track compared to other people. And that's the conscious energy. What's weird is in the subconscious energy, I feel like there's this weird idea that, like, that's what you deserve, or that you don't deserve what other people have. Or maybe you feel like it's all an illusion, you know, like your life, you know, like maybe you feel like you need to stop living in a fantasy. Like somewhere below the surface, there's like some self-hatred here. And maybe some confusion around like what even would work for you. But for the most part, I would say it almost seems like, you know, someone's saying to themselves, like, you know, how do I explain it? It may feel kind of like things are not fair, that maybe this dream that you had is more like an illusion, that it's time to end it. There's this like self-restriction. It's like, you know, with the strength card in front of the Emperor, it's like really holding back your potential. And it's all because you're like trying to control an outcome, which is coming from like this comparison. You know, I'm not where other people are. Somewhere in it, you got to find your self-worth. It's lacking here. And that's, you know, if you're going to compare yourself to other people's lives, you know, it may always seem like you have less than, but like you're not inside of their world. You don't know, you know, like what's really going on below the surface with everyone else. You don't want to compare yourself to other people, because a lot of people are just living a fucking lie, honestly, you know. But I feel like here, I'm not talking about like, you know, just like negative self-talk. I'm talking about like kind of like some self-hatred, you know, like your dream is a stupid fantasy and you need to quit it and act your age or something like that, you know. And I feel like it's stifling your optimism, and it's part of why you're feeling really stuck here. And I feel like there's a very specific person that you like watch here with this King of Wands. It's like maybe you look at this person like they just have it all, you know, they have the happy family and they're successful and they have a nice home and they're just on the right life path, and like my life is just shit. But do you really know, you know, that you're not necessarily doing better than someone else, you know, because I feel like it's all by visual comparison here. But there's a lot of negative self aspects here, and I feel like that needs to be let go of. It's making you stagnant. It's like if you don't believe in yourself, who the hell else will, you know? Okay, so in the advice we have the Empress, the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Six of Cups. I'm just gonna throw this out here. If this is a, you know, if you're like comparing like, you know, people's lives and like families, I feel like there's a connection here that you look at a certain type of way, but it might remind you of like something with your parents or something like that. I don't know. I feel like there's this like, maybe this is somebody's dad and they're like punitive parents. Maybe your parents would give you these ideas, especially like a dad, you know, maybe talk to you like, you know, you'll never be shit, you know, like I know those dads, and I'm sorry if that's the dad you have. It's not true, you know, but like, you know, if our parents like fuck up with us real good, then we become fuck ups, you know. It's like if they, you know, even if you move away from them and you have nothing to do with them, like they're still in your head to some degree. It's like, you know, the idealized life that they want you to live. And I feel like you're still holding on to some like traumas from childhood here. like really deep emotional wounds. There's definitely a mom wound, a dad wound. Period. Like some, I'm not saying anybody had bad parents. I'm saying like invalidating parents, or like, parents where if they became angry, they were like really punitive. Or some of you maybe even like a more like narcissistic side punitive, where it's like you had to be a certain way, you had to look a certain way, and things are supposed to be perfect. And now you're finding yourself, I don't know how old you are, 25, 35, 40, and you're not married and you don't have kids, and you didn't buy like, the gorgeous house with the white picket fence, and you just feel like you failed. But it's not. It's like an old family trauma. These could be like your parents here and your grandparents, or, yeah, it could be like generational, where people just like spoke to each other a certain way, and you cling on so hard to the, everything that kind of happened or things that were said. Even if you don't know that you are, like, in the subconscious energy is like punitive parent. And like now you tell yourself the same things that, these parents or this parent used to tell you. Or grandparents, whatever it is here. This is familial for sure. Yeah, we have let go, enjoy the pulsing light of the firefly, but don't hold on too tight. That Four of Pentacles energy. And grounded. Keep to your roots and stand taller than the trees. So I feel like what you need to do is release these ideas that you are supposed to be perfect, or that you're supposed to be at some specific point at a specific age, or that you're like what you want in life is like stupid because it's not what other people want for you. Just drop all of that. You gotta do some inner child healing. Like you gotta go back to root, to your origins. Think about the family dynamics and kind of how they played out, and how you may have been programmed to have these like negative self-thoughts, so that you can kind of change that around. But you definitely need to do some grounding, hot bath, salt, candles, and some root chakra healing meditation music. That's how I do it. A little bit of journaling gets you into the shadow work, but you have to let go of this idea that like you're not enough, or that you're not showing up in the world the way that you're on your own path here, but I feel like subconsciously there's a lot of almost like self-hatred, and it's not really yours. Somebody gave it to you and it was a lie. Now the problem is, I feel like if you start, like if you want this transformation, if you start diving into your childhood, it's going to get very emotional. But it's the only way that you can let go and get back to this grounded you, which is the real you, not the idea you that somebody else gave you. That's nonsense, All right, that's what I have for you guys. I'll see you soon.